If you've ever tried to start yoga at home, you probably already know this feeling. You roll out a mat, try a few poses, and within minutes something feels off. Your body feels stiff, your balance is shaky, and instead of feeling calm, you're wondering if you're doing everything wrong. And then, after a few days, you stop. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. Starting yoga at home as a beginner is not as easy as it looks online. And it's not because you're not disciplined or not flexible enough. It's because there are a few silent mistakes almost every beginner makes, and they quietly ruin your progress before you even get started. And if you can avoid just a few of these, everything changes. One of the biggest mistakes is expecting your body to behave like the people you see online. You see smooth movements, deep stretches, perfect balance, and you assume that's where you're supposed to be. But what you don't see is that many of those people have been practicing for years. So when your hamstrings feel tight or your back refuses to bend the way you want, you start thinking something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Your body is just unfamiliar with the movements. Yoga isn't about forcing your body into positions. It's about teaching your body to move differently, slowly. When you skip that understanding, you rush. And rushing leads to frustration. Or worse, injury. Another mistake that quietly pushes people away is doing too much, too soon. You start with energy, maybe even excitement. You tell yourself, I'm going to do this every day for 30 minutes, but your body isn't ready for that level yet. So after a few sessions, you feel sore, tired, maybe even discouraged. And then your brain starts negotiating, maybe tomorrow. Then tomorrow becomes next week. What actually works is the opposite of what most people think. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. Even 10 minutes done properly and repeated daily will take you much further than one long, exhausting session you can't sustain. Now, here's something that surprises a lot of beginners. Flexibility is not the starting point of yoga. It's the result. Most people believe they need to get flexible first before they can do yoga properly. That belief alone stops a lot of people from even starting. But yoga is what builds flexibility in the first place. So waiting until you're flexible is like waiting to become strong before lifting weights. It doesn't make sense. And this is where many people unknowingly sabotage themselves. They compare their beginning to someone else's middle. Another subtle mistake is ignoring your breathing. It sounds simple, but it's actually one of the most important parts of yoga. When beginners focus only on copying poses, they forget to breathe properly. They hold their breath when things get uncomfortable, or they breathe too fast without realizing it. But your breath is what stabilizes you. It's what helps your body relax into the movement instead of resisting it. Without proper breathing, yoga becomes tense, forced, and tiring. Think of it this way. Your body follows your breath. When your breath is calm, your body starts to cooperate. Now let's talk about balance, because this is where a lot of people get frustrated quickly. You try a simple standing pose and suddenly you're wobbling, losing focus, maybe even feeling a bit embarrassed, even though no one is watching. What no one tells you is that balance is not just physical, it's mental. Your focus plays a huge role. When your mind is scattered, your body reflects that. A simple trick that helps is to fix your gaze on one point in front of you. It sounds small, but it makes a big difference. Your body starts to stabilize because your mind has something to anchor to. And then there's another mistake that's easy to miss. Treating yoga like a workout you need to get through. When you approach it that way, you rush through movements, skip the uncomfortable parts, and focus only on finishing. But yoga isn't about finishing, it's about experiencing. The real progress happens when you slow down enough to notice what your body is doing. Where you feel tight, where you feel unstable, where your breathing changes. That awareness is what improves your practice, not just repeating poses. Here's something else that might surprise you. Struggling in yoga is actually a good sign. It means your body is being introduced to something new. It means you're stepping outside your comfort zone. And growth always feels uncomfortable at first. The problem is, most people interpret that discomfort as failure. So they quit right when their body is starting to adapt. If you can shift that mindset, if you can see discomfort as progress, you'll last longer than most beginners. Now let's make this practical. If you're starting yoga at home, keep it simple. Don't aim for perfection. Don't try to copy everything exactly. Focus on small wins. Show up, move your body, breathe properly, and stay consistent. Even if it feels messy, even if it feels awkward, keep going. Because what feels difficult today will feel natural sooner than you expect. And here's the part that really matters. Confidence in yoga doesn't come from doing advanced poses. It comes from showing up regularly and noticing improvement, even if it's small. The first time you hold your balance a little longer, the first time a stretch feels less tight, the first time your breathing stays steady, that's progress. And those small moments build momentum. So if you've been feeling like yoga at home isn't working for you, it's not because you can't do it. It's because no one showed you what actually matters. Start slower than you think you should. Focus on consistency over intensity. Pay attention to your breathing and stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. Do that and yoga stops feeling frustrating and starts feeling like something you actually enjoy. And once you reach that point, quitting doesn't even cross your mind anymore.